we have the distance, and with the other, the direction.
And now I can. Today we are returning to Ouvrage Rohrbach, or Fort Casso. We're visiting with Ludovich. Actually, he and I just came from crawling through another Maginot-Line fort that was in less pristine condition as this has now become. And for those of you who did not see the first episode from here, you need to go back and do so. This is a petit ouvrage from the Maginot-Line. It is in the fortified sector of Rohrbach. It was built later than its neighboring forts to the east and west, so it is one of the most modern forts of its day. It is smaller and a lot more lethal. It saw a lot of fighting during the Second World War, both in the beginning and in the end, when the Germans fought from here as the Americans approached and took and lost and retook the fort. In 1940, it was commanded by an extremely valiant commander that we'll speak of more. And it saw some of the most heroic fighting of the Second World War, but I spoke much more of that in the previous episode. This time, I talked Ludovich into showing us the unrestored third wing of the fort. Now, for those of you who are new here, this fort has been restored to the point where it looks exactly as it did in 1940, due to many decades of an amazing group of volunteers restoring it. But the last time we were here, we never visited the third wing, which Ludovich claims is unrestored. And as I know their standards here, I thought we shouldn't take his word for it. We need to see it. And you will be just as amazed as I was. In 1939, the garrison comprised of 173 men and 3 officers of the 166th Fortress Infantry Regiment, under the command of Captain de Saint-Fiol. The units were under the umbrella of the 4th Army of the 2nd Army Group. There were 3 combat blocks, an infantry block with 1 machine gun and a 47mm anti-tank gun embrasure. There was 2 machine guns in the embrasure as well, and 1 retractable mixed arm turret with 2 automatic rifles as well. In the 2nd block, also an infantry block, there was 3 automatic rifle embrasures and 1 mixed arms cloche and a GFM cloche. There was block 3, the infantry block, with 2 twin machine gun embrasures and 1 JMAC 437 embrasure with retractable twin machine gun turrets and 2 GFM cloches. You'll see all of those shortly. So you'll literally drive the gasoline truck up and just fill in here, and then the tanks are underground.
Yeah. For diesel for the electrical factory and oil for the kitchen. Cool. We have seen during when we are in the Velchov and to the Poirier, a lot of mixed weapon.
Yes.
We have speak a lot. That's the mixed weapon. Yeah. With the small anti-tank cannon and the twin machine gun.
So that's the nacelle that would screw into the dome.
Yes. And here's.
Yeah, you see the 2 barrels here and there and there.
This one was produced for the cupola, but there is a prototype for the wall, for the fighting position on the wall. Only a prototype. That was developed for cupola, but not finished, not developed for the wall. And we see in the Velchov empty cupola, and in this one you have all the material in original, not renovate, still as in the time. That's still original from the end of the war. This is the place, the seat for the shooters. He have two handing command to move normally up and direction, left, right. It's a little bit tough. The triggers for the machine gun with system of with cable and the cannon.
All manual.
Yes. And he have normally a scope in Z come to his eye.
So he would sit and look at the scope there.
Yes.
Like a little trench scope.
Mm.
And then the cannon will be above him.
The scope come from the middle of the weapon, from here. Two soldiers to load. Missions for the cannon. Just behind you, the place for the round magazine. Or behind me, here.
Was there a periscope in here?
No. Normally on the top it's possible to put periscope, but we don't have.
Could you put a periscope for the gun?
No.
I thought, yeah, so it's an either or.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's very, very rare to find a periscope for mixed weapon.
Yeah.
There is no many mixed weapon produced, and very hard to find periscope.
Yeah. You see the hatches that swings to the side, as opposed to in some of the Belgian forts, with these very heavy hatches, swings down. So you have to lift them up. And I saw there was some hydraulics, a little assistance to do that, but I certainly also saw them without it. And this is going to be a very heavy hatch to lift and close if you in an emergency under fire.
The mission of this cupola was normally to support the two fight block 3 and 1. They're giving support fires in case of if they are attacked by infantry or by some vehicles.
So you had here an automatic rifle and a 47mm?
Two machine gun, 7.5 millimeters, model 31, and a 25 millimeters anti-tank.
Okay. So this dome was a World War I dome?
No.
This was a World War II, but
World War
manual.
II, specially built for MAGINOT-LINE. Yeah. Now we go down, we move to the block 1 to see the turret, the same turret seen on the Welchow. You remember the big spiral scene on the fighting position of the Welchow? Here's at the right place.
With the hand crank and everything?
Yes.
Yes.
Carry ammunition out.
Now here at Fort Casso we are actually racing the elevator down. Munitions elevators. At least we don't have to walk up when we walk up. Here when we come back.
I take it.
It's a reminder of how nice the engine room looks here at Fort Casso, as opposed to the one that, shall we say, is no longer in mint condition.
Little bit bigger than the Welchow. 3 cylinders, 4 cylinders.
But there's also more people stationed here
Yes.
than there.
That's the place is biggest, little bit bigger.
You had what?
Longest gallery.
You had what? 130 people more here than.
Yes, 176. There is more, but longest gallery. And there is electrical turret, not on the others.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Want to go to the barracks, or we can walk to the barracks?
Now that I have a camera that's actually working. This is the water tank, the air filtration, yeah. And this is what the air filtration room would look like when it is, well, this is what it looked like during the war.
Features, yes.
This is exactly what it looked like. Shower, bathrooms, toilet, shower.
Yes, showers.
Yes, we're still with the half doors. Remember those.
We see the heaters with warm air and the cooling system on the vent shaft.
Yeah.
The same here. That's the pipes for the warm air, come from the electrical factory, from the diesel engine. Get in.
All right, so that is coming all the way up from...
From factory, from generators. Inside, transforming warm air and cooling waters go back to the water tank of the electrical factory.
And the radiator.
Yeah. They put these electrical radiators here because there is a ventilators just to push air, and that's going to give warm air.
We've got to use things, makes much more sense. Everything has to have a double use if it can.
Sergeant bedroom, NCO. Or probably more an adjutant, staff major, as a simple NCO.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll clearly see the difference. And that's the flag, right?
Yes. Only the shamrock and the turret still original. And just perhaps for the video of the vent shaft, here, if you remember, this is the original flag of the vent shaft, hired by his captain the time when he was introduced.
Yes.
In one side there is a casemate, and on the other side there is the wolf. And the wolf was the symbol of the regiment.
I'm good with that. It's just a big dog.
Guess what she said.
How won't you spend? And now I can. being opened. Yes. I like doors being opened.
Oh, there is nothing special inside. Except
He says.
this is normally a small munition storage for the mortar. For the mortars 50 millimeters. And in this room here behind, this is for assembling the fuse of the mortar.
Oh yes, the fuse room where you
have a table and you are locked inside.
So but you're out here. That's the room.
To assembling the fuse here.
Oh, so you only have one little opening here. I thought you had like a little more space for your arms. So that's so you stick your arms in there and assemble the fuses.
Yeah.
And put them on the table and try not to drop them. Oh, speaking of fuses. So what have we here?
Here we have a couple of stuff found.
Thingies. Is that a gas mask canister?
No, this is modern.
It does look a little modern.
We need to identify all of this stuff. And
Well, those are the tubes from ammunition.
yes, for the automatic rifle.
Yes. I'm very proud I identified one part.
This is a project to renovate this area, and has on the other side to present some material.
Yeah, because the little fuse is interesting. It's an interesting room.
Yeah. That's what we see on the entry.
So this is how it would have been set up in the old World War I turret.
Yes, but double, because the turret is bigger than the cupola, and there is double weapon inside.
So there'll be two of these parallel to each other and then a periscope in the center.
Yeah.
And what did we say, 6 people working in there?
Yeah. For this one, 2 or 3 men, and on the turret, 6. And if you write the papers of the manual of the turrets, it's 7.
What does number 7 do?
Give order.
Well, there's somebody doing that, isn't there? And you have the little periscope there as well.
Yes, this is a reproduction of an original periscope. Yes, but it's not easy to have, the right focal for the periscope, the right glasses, and to have for the view.
Yeah, but you also don't have to worry about firing it. You don't need it. You don't need the periscope to be that accurate anymore. I love this draw system to close this door into the munition room. So this is the munition room, and there's why? So you can close it from.
If the doors stay open, if there is fires inside the munition room, behind the doors there is the same system, but with a very light system to close the counterweight. If is it too hot, the metal fall and the doors close.
So that is literally a backup.
Yeah. This is, I don't know the name of the metal, but c'est de l'étain.
Yeah.
Yeah. The metal using to, when you
Solder.
yes, solders and yeah.
But basically, by the time your ammunition storage have gotten so hot, you have problems. Very neat. I missed that last time.
Last time you arrived by accident at Fort Casso. You meet me by accident, and we don't have time to go to the block 1. And we have more time now.
I have come back to ruin your life. I'm hard to get hold. I'm hard to get rid of.
$265
To the mysterious block. The one that got shot up really nicely on the outside as well.
Exactly.
Well, they kind of all did, didn't they?
If we look the entire gallery, there is a very small curve to the end, and with this technique, if an enemy come in on the block 1, he can shoot to the cross.
And we're just about coming to that bend. Yeah, and it's just very slightly, it's just a few degrees, just enough for bullets to have impacted on this wall here to my left, instead of passing all the way. Did they have demolition charges prepared or set in the walls down here?
Not here, because the German infantry cannot approach the place. With the covering, the artillery covering of Simserov and the infantry fires of each block, they cannot approach with demolition charge or...
So there's no way for them really to get in, so there's no reason to plan to blow it.
But when the fortress was surrounded, the captain gave orders to organize the defense inside and put sandbag on the gallery to create some small fighting position nearly each scales on the gallery, on the cross, if the enemy come in. That's not happening, but they do.
Yeah, here you can really see at the end that, and here's another bend. So you really can't. And if you then look down this way, you can't see the chapel where we came from. You can just barely see where it bends. So they planned for the Germans to be able to come in here to not be able to shoot down the tunnel, but they didn't plan for demolition charges because the Germans shouldn't be able to get in here.
If the Germans come here, it's possible to close the access. There is normally here inside steel pools in reserve. We take the steel pools, you put here, you close the access, and before to do that, you put explosive on the scales. And when everything is closed, you can destroy.
Now we're talking. Fortunately, we're also talking about stairs again.
Here's inside, there's the original battery for the telephone. There is normally with a salty liquid to create an electrical reaction with this metal, and there is inside the battery carbon for the telephone.
Now that is a very authentic touch.
This is a ventilation system for the underground, for the gallery, for the tunnels and the barracks. Take fresh air from the outside, come in by the two big pipes, and if there is gas, they open the yellow command, and the air from the outside move to the filters.
There are a couple more filters here than at the Weltshof. There's only 4 or 5 of them there. And it works.
Yes. If it not works, it's not interesting. And everywhere where you see filters, you need to imagine to live with this sound. On the barracks, nearly the electrical factory, in each block.
I just love that it works.
All after a couple of days, it's normal.
Yeah, you don't notice. You'll never notice.
And this is the filters with the different type of coals and papers inside.
All right.
It's only 104. This is the smallest scales.
Oh. But then there's hardly exercise. Yeah. And that's the interesting thing. They would hoist everything, not have soldiers run up and down here with ammo crates, just for safety. Dropping high explosives because you're tired, running, just bad. And that's the crank. There's not much room for the secondary. A lot of things were moved during World War II this way.
Yes. Just behind these doors, this is a small corridors, a small access for the fresh air. Moved with these pipes on the underground ventilation and for the ventilation of the block. It's closed. Yes, it's closed. We are not sure at 100%, but that was normally, they probably want to do here an entry, but they don't have the material for adults here. And that was probably transformed and closed.
So yeah, this is the outdoors.
Yeah.
With the grate in front. And well, there's the grate in front, the air grate, so you can't shoot straight
Yes.
in on it, yeah. And this looks from the right period. I mean, this one.
They try to shoot. You can see here.
Yeah.
Here's.
Yeah, that one.
We let the trace of the shrapnel on the wall, on the ceiling, on the back here's.
It's amazing you could get through and in here. Oh yes, in here stuff got.
And this pipes here's this one it's to test he go directly to the system of with the papers.
To test to see
Yeah.
if there's any gas
Yeah.
coming in before it actually,
Yeah.
I mean, for this to be a successful, I guess you can. If you look at that impact, I guess if you are down there, you can shoot up to the grate with the little luck, but you are still lying out in front of the machine guns.
Yes, that's always the problem.
That is a problem.
You are close from machine gun, and not to forget the artillery covering.
Yeah.
This
But
is
you I mean, laying out here shooting up in this thing, you're
Because-
laying in front of the close defensive position.
You can be hide on the hill or nearly the railway. You are hide, but if the observers of the cupola know your position, he can say to Simsurov exactly where you are,
Shell me, yeah.
and it's over. And these doors can be closed completely to resist at the gas. There is normally, special rubber protection, and it's possible to close everything, and there is no air circulation.
Yeah. It's a beautiful door. I mean, it's a beautiful, elaborate, well-made door. Block 1.
Block 1.
Yay. Air filtration. Yay. Oh, this is where there's 4.
This is the ventilation system of the block 1, not completely renovated, painting, but the 2 last years with the COVID pandemic, we cannot really finish this, and the electrical specialists have to finish the electrical connection, rebuild the motors, put the motors for the ventilators, as we see on the underground.
So eventually everything will be working in here. In the entire fort.
Yeah.
Love it. And you're still all just volunteers.
That's why when you say before, why you don't let a part unrestored? Because we love when that works. And if you want to see an unrestored things, there is Velshov not far or some other place.
It is fun to see unrestored things besides.
Yeah.
And it's a good source of spare parts.
But it's important to try to preserve the part in working. Here we are on the small fight post of the block 1. Cross the fires with the block 3 over there, and there is the entry, the block 2, in this direction.
The road is up here, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there is a twin machine gun, but normally the original weapon that was built for a mixed weapon for the famous prototype. This
That was
place.
here.
Yeah. Twin machine gun, automatic rifle here, the 2 hand grenade launchers on the direction of the mold, and on the corner another position for automatic rifles. To cross the fires with this position.
Yeah.
This position cross the fires, this weapon with this automatic rifle, with the weapon of the cupola of the entry, mixed weapon and automatic rifle. With the block 3 with the same weapon as here's, and the turret of the block 3. And the turret of this block covering at 360 degrees. That's a lot of machine gun.
It is.
Lot of automatic rifle.
This is the control for there's the light out here, right? Now there's the machine gun here.
Yes,
Where's the
automatic rifle here.
Yes. Where's the light gun, the control for the lights? I know there's lights right out here on the wall, aren't there?
On the cupola.
Oh, that's where it is.
The comment, here's you open the doors of the steel box,
Yes.
and there is electrical command on the cupola. That's why the cable continues and go out of the room to the cupola.
That's right. I knew there was something down here that did something with the light. Oh, there's a spider. That's the outside. There it is. So that's where we came in.
We came in in this direction.
And you still have the magazines here. I see. That are.
Everything is attached.
You have anti-theft protection here. I think it will take me a while to, even in America, to find a rifle that those would fit. Not saying it was impossible, I'm just saying it might take me a bit of time.
And the protection against the bird.
Yes, no. No more dead birds.
No more.
Just fixed moves.
Yes.
Awesome.
When we renovate this room, we find some things on the wall. Here's the numbers of the telephone. This room have number 26. Ici, here's number 26. Here's the date of the armistice, 25 June 40, and the hours.
Why would they write that there? They wrote that before they surrendered?
No, they leave the position 5 day after.
So that's
Because they probably heard the armistice because there is some radio inside the group, and they probably heard from the outside armistice is signed, but they don't have the orders. And for the captain, without orders,
of course.
no, we don't leave the position. Another interesting thing is this compass.
You would need to orient yourself in here.
Yes, but look why it's interesting. Nothing strange.
Northeast. Well, I'm not sure. I thought south was that way.
No, it's
all
right.
correct,
It's
but-
all right. But there is some things very strange.
Well,
Huh?
I think you may have to tell us all.
In French, for west, we say west with a O, not with a W.
West.
If it right with a W, it's not French.
Really?
It's not German, because if it's German, for east,
Would
it's
be
what?
Ost.
Ost. That's American.
Of course.
And in December's 44, January and February 45, there is American soldiers, different group, because they turn
Yeah.
on the position, occupied the place. And the Mona Lisa of Barrack. We think it's a girl. We are not sure at 100%, but we think.
Well, French soldiers had to cut their hair back then, didn't you? I mean, didn't you?
Another trace of the American troops.
CP. Okay, turn right. Yeah, that's definitely not French.
No. Command post, turn right.
Yeah.
There is probably a command post in this area. And we suppose an artillery group occupied the place. Behind this block, there is pictures from after the war with position for Howitzer.
Okay.
And they probably used the cupola for the observation of the village over there, occupied by the Wehrmacht in in 44, 45, and they probably used the cupola to give the position at the Howitzer on the backside.
And after the Ardennes offensive, the Americans was a little bit more on guard for...
Yes, and on the 1st January 45, there is the offensive of the Nordwind operation. And the American troops occupied Rohrbach. They move a little bit back, come back very quickly to Rohrbach, and stay to the position to March 45.
Yeah,
And
because right around January,
yes,
they're...
And in January, February 45, there is 2 months of battle on the area.
Yeah, there was no relaxing here, and especially not with the scare of the fact that the Germans were actually capable of a counterattack all of a sudden.
And when you are 2 meters 50 of steel concrete on the head, you can sleep better.
Yeah.
It was normally here's the official's bedroom, the chief of the block 1 where we are, and this Lieutenant D'Amour, was killed during a patrol. In the last day of I don't remember exactly the date, if is it the 20 June or when the outside troop occupied the small pillbox have orders of evacuation, the captain sent 2 patrol in from the position to be sure if all the pillbox was really evacuated. And one of these patrol arrive on the bunkers and see some soldiers. They think they are French, but that was a German patrol. And when they approach, the Germans start to shoot, and the lieutenant was one of the first killed. That's what I say when we are in the Welthof. Always in officer's bedroom, you have wash basin, you find the same water reserve with the pipes.
And nice artwork on the wall.
And here, this is a firing position on the direction of the big antenna, seen nearly the Welthof, and for 2 twin machine gun, and it's possible to switch this one to put anti-tank cannon inside. This is a replica, this is not an original made by members of the association.
It looks really real.
Yeah.
It's a very well made one. Yeah, I mean, you have
Yes, with the same size. We take the size of the cannon from the dead bird, and he do that.
What does he make it of? Oh, okay, all right. I mean, that is a very, very well-made replica. I know a couple of dudes in Belgium that they need some new replica guns because unfortunately the Germans blew them all up. Can we fix that?
And this one, it's normally possible to open and put the cannon. We don't move the cannon, I just open.
Yeah.
1, 2, and you use to open. Normally it's a little bit more open, and you push the cannon inside.
Yeah, well, it starts hanging on. So you just flip them as you need them. That is absolutely brilliant. And you have the bright right outside.
Just in the corner, the mage. There is pictures of the neighbor casemates with the mages come from the rollback, and they probably use the anti-tank cannon from this room and the anti-tank cannon of the turrets to shoot and destroy this cannon.
So this is when one part of the fort, one of the forts were occupied by Germans and one was still in French hands. They actually shot it out between your own forts and you.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a thing. That is still very well made. On a swivel.
And normally just in front we can see the shadow of the neighbor casemate.
I mean, I said that last time.
The form of the casemate.
Oh,
yeah. Nearly the house.
This cannot be done. Perfect. So where is the control for the light? Right.
Same as the others. We
Right
open
there.
here. We are in this room. Here. We are here inside.
Right there.
We are here inside. There is the spotlight. With the winch we open here. And from this cupola there is electrical command with the cable to move
here.
the spotlight.
Yeah.
Before the COVID pandemic we have started to painting this bed on the next floor.
So this is the closest thing to an unrestored room you have here.
Yes,
Ish.
one of the afters we can see the second floor of this block. Unrestored room. And grenade launchers, automatic rifle with the whole model. We see on the entry and on the small 5-post big wheel, the whole model using a small wheel, and you don't have the same movement as with the big wheel, and the same level of protection. That's what we see on the gallery. You remember on the other gallery?
Yes.
Yeah?
And that's how that was here, as opposed to like all the others. This was always here.
Yes, that was
Like that,
always
yeah.
here. Yes, always here. Yeah. Or perhaps that's come from another place.
But yeah.
I don't know. But there is this type of material here. Yeah.
That needs a little bit of polishing. A little polish, and a little paint, and you'll find.
And in this cupola, in this one, there is a lot of American name, American soldiers' name on the top of the cupola.
And they'll be sitting up here looking for unwanted visitors. This is operational, isn't it? Or almost.
Well, almost.
Just a little work, yeah.
This is an artillery observation cupola. That's why there is here a telephonic central to be connected with the Sims roof.
Okay, so this is from...
Directly with the artillery.
Yes, this is where they would call in for artillery support
Yes.
or fire missions.
Yeah.
And here we see the floor of the... I've noticed everywhere we've been today, the floor has come lower and lower. And the dome is up there. And for the change, the floor is down here in Ireland. And the internal telephone.
Yes.
And a... This is...
Box for periscope. But you see, this is the model from after Second World War.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is the same periscope, but we built because a lot of was broken, taken by the Germans or disappear and.
Yes, bunker periscopes are incredibly hard to come by. Well.
Oh, we have found a periscope or optic of the Maginot-Line in Germany.
I would imagine that's where they are. And if they were too far east of Germany, you'd probably find some of them in Russia.
And now the old lady.
The old lady.
Yes, this is the most hollow turret of all the Maginot-Line. Model from First World War, recycling for the Maginot-Line. Built in 1913. And used for the Maginot-Line 20 years after, 25 years after.
And this is hand turned.
Completely works with hands.
But is this electric as well?
It's possible to electrify, but they didn't. Yes, it's 28 centimeters.
Where the newer ones are
30 centimeters, yes.
The arm is pretty uniform for these.
This is exactly the same seen on the Weltshof. Counterweight, arm, winch, corners to prepare munition, and ventilation.
So if we crank this high enough, how many people would it take to turn this?
I do that alone.
To lift the dome?
Yeah.
Because you're literally just shifting the weight.
Because there is a counterweight on the back. Children can use.
So you're not wheeling this up, you're actually just pulling the counterweight in.
Just push. Ready? And it's ready to shoot.
If there's 8 more people up there, you're not going to make a difference.
Change. No. I tell you, when we are on the Weltshof, there is 2 soldiers on the winch, 2 soldiers to prepare munition, another one for ventilation, working electrical or with the hands, and another one here when they shoot.
That's where the brass goes.
Yeah. And it's closed with rubber. The gas stay inside. That's why there is ventilation and these pipes to take the gas of the shell.
Brilliant. And then yes, you can have a little window so you can see when it's full.
Yes. And when it's full, it's possible to close here. You can continue to shoot.
Yes.
And change the
While
box.
he's emptying, so they just stack up there on top of it. Very well thought out.
Because if you have 600 shoots for on the minutes on the floor, you can work.
Then you have to deal with that, yes.
One magazine for the machine gun. You put the munitions here, you turn, and they move inside. And there is 150 shoots in this.
And then you crank them in there, and the little elevator
Yeah.
goes up to the turret, just like the other ones.
Cartridge box from the French Army for the 25 millimeters. Model 1934. It's very rare to find this because the whole most time they are burned, they are recycling,
And
they are
it's wood, so
and the box for the periscope, the back, for the officer's periscope.
I see two of them.
Two, yes.
So there's backup.
Yes. No, there is normally two periscope for the turrets. If one is broken, to have another one.
Okay. Are they in there?
No.
Damn.
We have one in position, yes.
You don't have a backup?
No.
I'll see if I find one when I get to Russia. I'm pretty sure they probably have one stuck somewhere. I mean, everything we're missing is probably ended up over there somewhere. There's no steps missing. How unusual.
No, we have taken steps from the bell show for years.
Really? I was thinking about we could possibly just put some wooden steps up in the bell show for next time. I'm just saying. This is gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous.
Okay, here we are on the command floor of the turret. The place for the officers, that was a lieutenant or a young lieutenant, an aspirant. Two soldiers in each winch to give the direction. Two other soldiers with the small winch to carry the munition, to move munition up with the spiral, and another on the corners. Weight the munition and send the empty magazine back. The lieutenant received his orders message by telephone and give his orders. He visit not too noisy by voice to the weapon upstairs or this one downstairs. He visit too noisy, not possible to speak. He send, as in the ship, orders by transmitters. When the officers have an orders, a direction, all around, there is this scala. Yes, we don't say degrees because it's from 0 to 4,000. In French, we call this grade.
Yeah, yes, very similar to Danish, same as Danish.
Using by the military, it's more precise if you have 4,000 grad than 360 degrees.
Yes.
More division you have, more precision you have.
Yeah.
When the observation cupola, when the command post give you an order, a direction, you know, 150, be careful, there is a friendly observation cupola.
So this is not like the other dome where it would scale up.
Ah.
It is.
It is here.
There's the
This
wheel.
is only to know where I go. Direction of the block free, direction of the entry.
Yes, you have the little murals here on the wall. Because of course you can't see outside when
Yes.
you're in here.
With this, you know your direction. After, when you turn the turret, you have the wheel. And this things, in French we call this a cam. And move up, down with the land field. With the land field or with the position of the cupola.
Yes, that's what the weights are for.
After, when the officers have his direction, give the orders, when the turret move up, he open here the protection of his periscope. It's very quiet today.
You mean it's not raining for a change? We're not blinded by rain?
No. Here I am on the direction of the block 3. I see this one. I see the block 3.
But that sees in the same direction as the guns.
The guns is, yes, this direction.
Point that way, so
yeah.
yeah.
After, to turn the turret, we have two systems. The fast system with the two soldiers to move quickly in a direction, or the slowly system. This is fast system with two guys, and slowly system for the lieutenants. Slowly system for precision. to stop exactly when you want. You go fast in one direction,
Yes.
and after slowly, or with the eyes on the scope, to the target.
And then the gunner would have a little bit of leeway upstairs as well.
After the gunners, we can see later, they have system to move. Yeah. Here we give direction, and after for more precision on the fight post.
And this is pretty much all World War I technology.
All of these things, it's World War I, yes. Except the system with the landscape and the wheel. Because for an artillery turret, you don't need this material. These things,
No.
it's for machine gun, for the cannons.
Straight fire.
Yeah.
And you have a little candle.
Yes, in case of electrical trouble, there is always position for candle. This one is an original. He take this one to build all of the others. We have found this periscope come from the fortress of La Ferté. Fortress we speak when the turret was destroyed, and that was the same of this one. And the association of La Ferté found this periscope on the not on the cave, but in the town hall of the city, of the village.
Really?
Yes. And they say, okay, the turret of La Ferté is broken. We have a periscope. You are the only one turret works in good condition. We give you the turret and you give us some material.
And that's exactly how this should be done. This is brilliant.
They can put the periscope somewhere in the place, in the fortress, but here's
You can actually install it.
This is yes, the basket for the 25 millimeters anti-tank.
Yes.
This is the counterweight for the weapon upstairs.
Okay, so for when they turn the cannon,
Yes.
yeah, it's obviously it's heavy. Now, I've been telling you for the very longest time that World War II started during World War I, and World War I technology is what we're looking at. It was so much more than just mud and trenches. It was the first modern war with modern technology. And I can't even say that because the French war in 1870 against the Prussians was also fought in steel dome turrets with cannons.
PS1, weapon 2, and on the floor.
And running. Not that this is going to be a pretty sight. First time I've decided to crawl into a turret that is huge. This is bigger than my apartment when I was in the army. I had room.
What you had?
Why? I can stand up here. This.
This is the turret with the more space in all the Maginot-LINE.
I've noticed.
But you have to imagine there is 6 guys inside.
Okay, now we're good.
Two sit in the position and 4 on the back to load. That was on the, here's the round magazine, and on the back the anti-tank munition.
Individual shells.
Yeah.
Were there high explosives as well, or just anti-tank?
Anti-tank, no.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the 25 millimeter anti-explosive shell really worked me out. I mean, it's like an angry shotgun shell.
You go a little bit too fast.
Yeah.
The shooters sit here. receive his message from the lieutenant by voice or by message. With this one, we have the distance, and with the other, the direction. Triggers for the machine gun on left, right. Works like bicycle brakes with cable. And
Trigger.
the anti-tank cannon.
The anti-tank. Okay, so you have the machine gun and the cannon.
Machine gun and cannon. Yeah.
And that's the top of the periscope right there.
Yes, the periscope of the officers. Yeah. And here's you have the periscope normally for the shooters. With this one is an original. We have a small, very small view inside. We just see. I just see some green. That's completely low.
But it's original, so. And then there's two of them. I mean,
Yes, with this you can have an heavy infantry fires. 4 machine gun, 2 light anti-tank cannon.
so you had 2 and then 2 loaders back, so 4 loaders back here.
One for the munition and another one here's to arm the cannon.
Okay, so that's why you'd have 3 on each side.
Two soldiers by weapon. Yeah. For the machine gun and for the cannon, you can go faster with 2 men to reload.
So let's take a look at this thing. So that's the machine gun drum.
One here's
One there.
and another one here.
Another machine gun on the other side.
Yes.
And then the cannon in
and
the
the
center.
cannon. You don't shoot with the 2 machine gun together. When the first magazine is empty, you use the others. That's left you the time to reload, to coding the machine gun, to the man on the next floor to send cold waters by these pipes here to coding your machine gun. These pipes here.
That's why there's dual of them.
To coding, to accelerate, to coding the machine gun.
Yeah. So
They
it's
spray-
water cooled.
Yeah, spray waters. They spray.
Yeah, this wasn't a Maxim. This is what is this?
And
What gun is this? The machine gun.
the machine gun, machine gun model 31, MAC.
MAC.
Yes, a French machine gun.
Yeah. And then you have the cannon, regular breech loading cannon, and the stop the shell. This
Yes.
is to stop the shell.
Shells and fall to the next floor. Here's.
Yeah. I mean, this was a hell of a thing with 2 cannons and 4 machine guns in this little. I'm gonna say little again, but this is still the most spacious place we've been.
For the mission of an infantry place, it's good material.
Yeah.
But with what's happening in 1940, if they let the original 75mm cannon, they have a shorter range as original 75 of the Maginot-LINE,
Yeah.
but they can cover the 2 neighbors, Velchoff and Haut-Poirier. And the others was take because they don't have enough artillery supply.
Before the war.
Yes, when they are attacked. If there is 70, that's why you can hurt sometimes. That can be perhaps better to let the original 75mm modernize the turrets, ventilation system, these things, and but you change completely the mission of the place. And you need to have special storage, special material to carry the munition, everything.
A heavy artillery
Yes.
fort needs to be designed from the
Yes.
bottom, and this is not that.
Not the case. The inspiration of a lot of underground installation come from the German Festen of the First World War.
Yeah.
But not weapon. You can see in some propaganda French movie just before the war, lot of German Festen shoot. They're using to try to hide, to keep secret the real weapon.
Oh.
That's why in the whole French propaganda movie about the Maginot-Line, you see the whole First World War German fortress from Metz, from Strasbourg shooting.
You want to make it look good for your own population, but you don't want to tell them what you're actually
Yes.
doing. Yeah, of course not. Because I know in the Belgian forts, a lot of German handover equipment was used in those from World War I, which means especially the second line reserves were issued all German 18 whatever Mausers.
Yes.
That was just too easy. So when you guys started restoring the fort, were they here?
The cannon, the support of the material still here, yes.
But still, you had to take it all out to restore it and re-grease it and put it back together again.
Oh, yes. I am not. This is the first renovation, one of the first real renovation of the association. I was too young in this time to be here.
Oh. But still, it's a beautiful job.
Well, I usually end up sitting down one of these, don't I?
Just one thing. Watch with your fingers here. Let your hands like this. Okay.
Like this.
Yeah. Not too close from this.
Because
if you have fingers here, when you turn, you come back and you crush this.
So keep a little bit of distance like
Yeah.
this. Oh, the whole seat is moving.
And it's very light.
It is. I mean, you can still the crosshairs, and you have the
Yes, they probably have a problem with one optic inside. That can be probably fixed.
I mean, it looks like a regular modern rifle scope.
Yeah.
Or a hunting scope. Wow. This is just. Oh, that's why. This is absolutely gorgeous. How long is the barrel, actually?
The barrel is
So about
no.
here.
He's inside. There is nothing outside.
Yeah, so the barrel is still about a meter, a little bit less than a meter.
Yes, more than 1 meters 50 or 1 meters 80. 1 meters 50. This one.
Yeah.
1 meters 50.
This is
That was for close range.
yeah.
Maximum of, I say, perhaps 600, 700 meters. But enough against the light tank of
Yes.
this time. That's important to remember. The first generation of tank on the First World War was light tank. The Panzer IV using in 1940 have a maximum of 4 centimeters of steel.
Oh yes, I mean, and you started with the majority of Panzer Is and Panzer IIs, and they're not much different than the French tanks. If we don't talk about the Fortress tanks and the Charbis, and we probably shouldn't talk about them too much because, I mean, the Charby was designed in the 1920s, and then you had all those little Lafettes and the little light tanks on all sides. So many of the German tanks were issued the 37mm anti-tank cannon in their turrets for the first year or two. So this was perfectly fine. This would shoot through any Panzer I, II, III.
Yes, there is more damage on the Panzer by anti-tank cannon during the French campaign, less than by French tank. This is the same machine gun model 31 has in the twin seen on the fight post where I switched the machine the cannon open for the cannon, same machine but little bit different. For this weapon there is no system of trigger because system of cable. This weapon, the MAC-31, was developed specially for the Maginot-Line. There is some of in a French airplane.
And that's where the nacelle goes in there. So those are the heat, the grease for the turret to turn it for these cold May winters in France.
Okay. With this, you open the safety here. All around there is safety. Yeah.
Oh yes, I see.
If I want to close the turret, you need to do that. You stay fixed in this position. I go to the next floor, to the winch, enter.
All right.
Ready?
Yep. All of a sudden, the lamp came down. What an amazing place. What an amazing place. You guys gotta come see this.
That's only works with the hands, but works fast too.
It does. I mean, why would you want to? Why would you even in modern days want to put electrics to that? I mean, you have one dude standing
Yeah,
there.
to economize the men. 18 soldiers.
Yeah. Okay.
You need men in case of electrical trouble.
Yeah. So they need to be here anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
But and that's what I say, coordination. If you are on the fight post, has on the other turret 2 foot pedal to give you direction. When you see the target, you can go faster.
this is a gorgeous thing, though.
But it's a nice old lady.
Yes, it is.
See, I am just glad this exists. It makes me happy to see something this old, this delicate, this special, just being maintained, operating, and running. I love it.
What do you got there?
Lots of spider.
That's not new. And this is the bed you started to restore.
Yes.
I see the spring-loaded bed.
And you can see everything is dark and black because on the 80s the firemen using the floor and put fires inside to make exercise.
Training, yeah.
Yeah. That's why it's so
Sooty.
yeah.
Yes.
That was normally here for sergeant. Too
It's a
bad.
good place to paint. This is where the work is done.
And this is the bedroom for the soldiers. If you remember the other block, it's completely different. On the other block there is more room. Here's one big area with just bedroom.
I know. So one day this will all be restored.
Yes. Sure.
Then you can sleep there. Oh, these are the water tanks. Water tanks that still hold a bit of water. Bathrooms. Very important part of life.
This is the arrow made with the same colors probably by American soldiers to give the direction.
In front of a pair of stairs, you needed an arrow that pointed up to indicate you needed to go upstairs.
Probably for American, huh?
I mean, one of the problems the Belgians had was that in the building forts not everybody could read and write. So they had to put the gas inscriptions so everybody could understand them, color code things. And back then, not everybody could read or write. So you had to make everything clear and repetitive. Lock the damn door, open the door, lock door. Simple things that we take for granted today.
We are here in the fortress of Barrack. This is the original name, but today that name given by the association Fort Casso in memory of the General Casso. Start his military careers in the Barrack. He supervised the construction of the place, and he was a lieutenant of the engineers troops during the Second World War, and especially the event of 1940. After the surrenders of the Maginot-Line and the Barrack place, he was taken prisoners by the German, and he escaped when he arrived at the borders, come back here to Barrack, and go in his own village in South of France when he active a resistance group against the German. In 1942, the South of France was occupied by the German after the landing of American forces in North Africa. He continues to active his group. He makes lot of more intelligence resistance than attack against the Germans. Intelligence and send English pilots in Spain and in North Africa. After the landing in South of France in 1944 in Provence, he joined the Free French Forces and continues the wars with the Free French Forces in the Rhone Valley, in east of France, in Alsace, in Germany. After the Second World War, he continues his military careers. He served in Indochina in the 50s, after in the 60s during Algerian War for decolonization, where he was touched by an attack, a bombing attack. We have several casualties, and he continues his careers after on the Firemen of Paris, because the Firemen of Paris is military, and they depend from the engineers forces. And he finishes careers as a general of the firemen in Paris.
When we started talking about him. So this was all testing, or this was...
There is probably shoot, and after, but with the time, here's the face of the block was clearly exposed at the elements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is a pretty pointy element that hit there.
Yeah. Come on. No, but the shoot of the neighbor casemate with the 47 millimeters, the neighbor casemate of the next hill. When the casemate was taken, the cannon still works, and the French soldiers don't have the time to destroy the cannon.
So the Germans, when they took the casemate over there, the Germans were firing on this?
Probably with the anti-tank cannon, yeah. Because exists pictures of the neighbor casemate with a lot of shoots on his face, and if there is shoot on his face, come from here.
So they were literally shooting
if the shoots come from here, there is a reason.
So the Germans took one, and then the forts were fighting it out amongst each other.
Yes, and after there is other shoot against the area of the casemate, because the Germans start to take the munition out, as if no French soldiers still here.
Well, that was a surprise.
French wait, when the last munitions arrive, they start to shoot to explode everything.
Fort Casso is one of those historic gems that can exist forever, and it must, because if you really want to know how the Maginot-Line works, you have to visit here, and you can, because it all works here, and this is the place to learn from and teach from. And hopefully Ludovich will find time to visit some more of the unrestored forts and ouvrages with us, because it's so much more fun with somebody who actually knows what is what around here or underground, and we really need to make a movie in this fort. I'm just saying. Behind me is Vanna von Braun's first test stand. Down the road is Dietmar's nuclear reactor. Over there is the Maginot-Line and all its amazing forts. I'm visiting them all and I'm bringing them to you. So I really appreciate you like, follow, and share what I'm doing, trying to document all these important historical locations. And if you feel like you want to watch more pictures or documents that I use for these, go to lostbattlefields.com. And if you feel like helping me out with my travels, because gasoline and travel and airfare is expensive, my PayPal is there, protectionserviceint.com. You are more than welcome, but you don't have to. I appreciate all your support and all your help, and I love seeing these locations, and I love bringing them to you.